you know how when you're dating somebody or you're talking to somebody or you're interested in somebody, who do you go for advice and feelings and what do you think, what do you think, what do you think?
The Colombian crush.
So Catherine has drawn my attention. She is the one I want to be with. I'm finding myself wanting to be with her, go to places, go to the beach, go to the mall. I've met her family, I've met her children, I've met her friends, and every single time we get along tremendously. Matter of fact, again, on the one trip where the airlines messed me up, I had an extra day. I was so angry. I was like, how can you not have somebody here to check me in an hour and 45 minutes before my flight? I'm looking at my flight. And Catherine was with me, does not know English, right? But she just being sweet. And as angry as I was and upset, and I needed to be back home, I needed to be back in the United States, Catherine I just looked at her and she was like, it's going to be okay. Matter of fact, this is a good thing because now you get to stay another day, right? And we'll go have fun. So, of course, I'm working with my pocket translator because my translator, Vanessa, she flew out. We were both scheduled to fly out. My flight was messed up. They wouldn't check me in. There was nobody there to check me in. But it is the way it is. So why not? Let's just make the most of it. Let's have fun. And as a matter of fact, I'm with the one that I want to be with. So I started my feelings drifted from anger to sort of happy and excited because I get to stay another day. And I'm making the reservation. I got a great deal on the room. I got a flight out the next day. All the plans at that moment started working out together for the next day. And I'm like, well, this is great. I'm with Catherine and I get to spend another day really alone with her. I just found myself, after I've already gotten back to America, of wanting to actually talk about Catherine more than talk to Catherine, if that makes any sense. And I didn't even realize what I was doing, but I was having long conversations with a particular girl, Colombian, and having less conversations with Catherine. But again, most of these conversations to my girlfriend, per se, were about Catherine. So anyway, that progressed on. I didn't even realize what I was doing. I mean, I'm just telling you now after the fact. But I just found myself becoming attracted to this other one. Have you ever fallen in love with a friend? Right? So that's sort of the way it started. I started realizing that's the way maybe this is going. This is crazy. Oh my goodness. Have I done Colombian crush to figure out who my crush is? And I'm back to square one again, man. I'm going to be single forever. She's like my best friend. And Vanessa is, so going from translator in essence to really good friend, right? To, let's go do, different aspects. Let's go do on different parts of the trip or whatever. On that particular trip, Vanessa, and this is when I was with Catherine, she meets a guy in in Kilimanjaro, which is right outside of Barranquilla, meets a guy, and she actually goes on several dates with him during that trip. You know what I thought was interesting? And I told her, she said, she would always still translate for me and be around or whatever, but I also felt like a little bit of jealousy, even when I was with Catherine, that she was going on a date with this other guy, the guy's really cool, really nice. He's from here in America, down in Miami. And I just felt a little bit like, even though it wasn't like, oh, Vanessa, no, anything like that. But it was like, oh, I hope she's okay. I hope whatever the case may be. I was concerned. Had feelings for her.
Never jealous, really jealous. Like, okay, no, maybe envious, maybe sometimes. Well, maybe one time, because I've been single for a long time, maybe almost close to 5 years. 4 years, 5 years, I don't know. Robert is so gentleman and lovely. One time he was on a date with a lady, and I was there and thinking, why I can find my guy? Why I don't have this opportunity for me? But not because he was with other women. No, it's more for the situation we was living. I want the same situation for me.
I don't like to be like that. I'm not a jealous type. Of course, we've all been jealous at times, but I'm too old. I'm too old to be, oh, please be my girl. Nah, I'm completely the opposite of that, right? I'm more like, if you want to be with me, cool. If you don't, cool. But again, I couldn't help it. I was just sitting there thinking, is she okay? Gosh, it was really more of, is she okay and safe? And I kind of was like, maybe she should have, more of like a protective thing. But then the more I thought about it, I'm like, why do I keep thinking about this stuff, man? I see that those weren't just, those continual thoughts in my mind were like, maybe they were jealousy.
Obviously, I love Robert. I really like him. I feel him. I have strong feeling for him for a long time. He supported me in my bad moments. In the last year, he say all the time, "What do you need, baby? I'm here. I got you." And it's not common find these people in your life. And I feel inside me, if something is happened, Robert is going to be there always for me. I like Robert, obviously. I like do activities with Robert. One time we having a fight for something happens, and I was so angry. I don't talk with him, and I say, go to take the other taxi. He went to take the other taxi because I don't want to talk with him for the next 20 minutes. And was fun because he went to the other taxi and I take the other. Was fun because I say, take the other taxi, please. Yes, but I love him. I love him.
And Vanessa is the one I keep mentioning that I bounce stuff off of. She's the one that I'm talking to Catherine about after I've gotten back home. So I'm back home and I'm talking to Catherine millions of times a day. I'm talking to Vanessa about Catherine 1,000,001 times a day. Again, it was a weird dynamic, man, because here's my translator, here's my confidant, here's my friend, and here's someone totally attractive. I'm totally attracted to. And of course we had, there have been some bouts in the past that we've talked about or whatever, with some jealousy on their end. Okay. So this has bounced both ways, but it's the first time that it's bounced my way where I'm like, hold it, I don't want to lose her. And so I'm talking to her more and more and more. And, I find myself being In love with Vanessa? I don't know yet. I mean, I'm not hadn't defined that yet, but possibly.